Hi, welcome to Cryptic Cruciverbalism. This is a video series where I solve quick cryptic crosswords live and talk through mechanics, abbreviations, tactics and strategies to help you with your own puzzles. This is the Guardian Quick Cryptic number 36, set by Picaroon. So let's get started. We'll just whip through and see if there's any quick, straightforward clues. So one across. As Sean Connery says, unmarried people getting viral disease. So when we see something like as someone says, it might be in, for example, an accent, so we could be having some kind of homophone clue. So unmarried people could be shingles, if you were saying it in a Scottish accent, and that would give you a viral disease. So first one in was one across, which is cool. Now let's take a look at some down clues. So exotic snail killed. Exotic could be an anagram indicator. If it was, snail would probably be the word with the letters for the anagram. We've got an S at the beginning, so this looks like it could be possible. So what could that be? Just an anagram of snail could be slain, and that gives the straight part, which is killed. Set up Butlins, Tallinn welcomes it. So when you see something like Butlins and Tallinn, which kind of looks a little bit forced, that would typically make me think it could be something like a hidden word or an anagram. So if it was a hidden word, it could start with would start with I, and if we look in Butlins, we've got INSTAL, which is install. So setup is the straight part, which means install, and welcomes it is a quite nice hidden word indicator. 3 down, introductions. Okay, so straight away when I see introductions, I'm thinking leading letters of words. We've got a G in the clue, and we've got a G in graceful. So I would immediately think graceful, uplifting, young is GUY, which is guy, and that gives us the straight part, which is fellow. Let's move to 4 down. The king lives in a peculiar way. So in a peculiar way makes me think it might be an anagram. If we have an anagram of lives, we could have Elvis, and that would be the king, as that I think was a kind of nickname for him, or king of rock and roll, something like this. Let's move to 6 across and then see if we can get some more across clues, and then maybe 5 down. Rumour has year to get spread around. So get spread around again makes me think this could be an anagram indicator. We've got an A, S and a Y, and those letters are also in has year. So I think we've got hearsay. So hearsay, and that would be rumour, which is the straight part. Going through capitals, so again, capitals makes me think leading letters. We've got a V in our answer so far. So Vietnam, India, Afghanistan, VIA is via, via, and that is going through, which is the straight part. So this is going quite nicely so far. Let's look at 9 across. Warrior seized by assassin in Japan. So seized could be a hidden word indicator. We have an N here, so we could have ninja. That's the hidden word in assassin in Japan. So ninja, which gives the straight part, which is a warrior. Let's look at 5 down, as that gives us some more starting letters. Pondering, so straight away I'm guessing it's thinking, just because that would be a word that fits in if pondering was the straight part. Going to bottom of C, as someone lisping says. So we have another bit of wordplay around how you say words here. If you're going to the bottom of the C, you're sinking, and if you said that with a lisp, you'd be thinking. So this is not quite a homophone, but it's a clue that kind of uses elements of homophone. We had a Scottish accent for Sean Connery. We had thinking, which is the way of saying sinking if you have a lisp. So a couple of clues. Well, we've had a few hidden words, a couple of anagrams, and some kind of homophone wordplay. So for 12 across, after refurbishment, a deli is perfect. So a deli is perfect feels kind of forced. There are 5 letters in a deli, and there's an I and an L, and we have an I and an L in the answer. So I think refurbishment is an anagram indicator, and if it was, that would give us ideal. So there we go, this one's going quite fast. 16 across, Stomach starters. Okay, so again, starters, first letters. Grim undercooked tuna is G-U-T, which is gut, and that gives you the stomach. Let's see if we can finish off the top half of the crossword. So we'll do 11 across. False statement from liberal I expect. So from could just simply be a hidden word indicator. A false statement is probably a lie, so just kind of guessing it from what's probably the straight part. And indeed, lie is a hidden word in liberal I expect. Let's go for 10 across. We've got S in the middle, which is not a particularly discriminating letter, but we'll see what we can do. Clovis ordered. Okay, so again, ordered, classic anagram indicator. We have an S. We have 6 letters in Clovis, so that's probably not right. Following this, we've also got to hold a piece of armor. So to hold could be a hidden word, if that was the case. We've got visor as a hidden word in Clovis ordered, so that gives us a piece of armor. Let's do 10 down because we've got a V which starts the clue, which is quite a good letter to go with. Somewhat clever and appealing porch. So again, somewhat hidden word indicator. I can see there's a V in clever, so just following that out, we get veranda. So that's our porch, which is the straight part. 14 across. Person travelling by boat. So just reading that makes me think that could be the straight part because it could be rower. From Jarrow, erroneously. Jarrow, it looks a bit forced, so it may just be there to give us letters, and indeed it does because the second R in Jarrow starts our hidden word, which is rower. So the straight part is person travelling by boat, and we have another hidden word clue. We've got W for 15 down, which is a great letter, so let's try this. As Jonathan Ross says, German river generates complaint. So Jonathan, I think there's another accent type clue here. German river, and not jumping out at me what that German river might be, but I'm guessing that this is a river in Germany, and it's going to, when said with a certain accent, is going to give us a word for complaint. So that's it could be woes, but that would be complaints plural, so maybe not. Let's take a look at 8 down. Alter the appearance of grooming implement, as Cockney says. So given that we've had some kind of accent type clues here, I think that as Cockney says means that we're going to say something in a London accent. Grooming implement could be something like a hairbrush. So if we were to say hairbrush with a Cockney accent, we'd say airbrush, which gives us something which can alter the appearance, or gives us a verb which means alter the appearance if you airbrush something. So quite a few accent homophone clues so far. So that's the top half done. Let's take a look maybe at 13 down as we've got a few letters. Minor actor using some index trackers. So using some, again, could be a hidden word. There's a fairly obvious hidden word in here, which is extra, and that's a minor actor. 18 across, a couple of A's. Let's see what the clue is. As Spooner says, sentry arrived for rummy or whist. So rummy and whist are card games. So if you've got rummy or whist, you've got a card game. Now, we've got this word spooner here. A spoonerism is when you swap the first letters of 2 words. So card game, if we were to make a spooner of that, we'd get guard came. So if you were to kind of spoonerize the words card game, you would get the words, you would get something that sounds like guard came, which is a homophone of G-U-A-R-D and then C-A-M-E. So the straight part is rummy or whist, and we've got a spoonerism of guard came to give us a straight part. So we've had a spoonerism homophone, we've had some accent homophones, and lots of hidden words and a few anagrams. So group of Wales, heads for Portsmouth or Devon. So a group of Wales is a pod, so that one goes in quite easily. We've got heads, which suggests we could have leading letters, and the leading letters of Portsmouth or Devon are P-O-D. 17 across. Ape isn't dancing. Dancing is a good anagram indicator, so I think we've got an anagram here. Underwear could be panties. So that gives us 17 across. And then, as Jonathan Ross says, I don't know if Jonathan Ross has a lisp or not, but let's see. German river generates complaint. So I think it is a lisp because I think the German river is the Rhine, and I think if you were to say it with a lisp or a certain type of kind of accent, you'd get Rhine rather than Rhine. So that was the last one in. So last one in was 15 across. This one came together very quickly. A nice start to the week. Thank you, Picaroon. Some nice ones here. I think probably my favourite is the Sean Connery one, the unmarried people being singles, just because it's fun to kind of say shingles in a Sean Connery type accent. Nice start to the week. Hope you found that useful, and see you next time.